Here's a question. DJ Chark, free agent. Where do we sit right now with DJ Chark? I'll ask the chat, too. Where do you guys sit? WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump in there. Get your thoughts out there. Where do you guys sit with DJ Chark? And I'll ask the question, and I'll give you some data, some information. Spot Track, which is, my Bible that I run with, they got his market value at just under $10 million per year. They say a market value contract with him would be 3 years, $29 million. How are we feeling about that, guys? How are we feeling about that, boys?
You know what?
We're double clutching.
Well, no, and it always has been, because I don't know if I expected him to be back or whatever. Isn't there salary cap if you do get rid of him? Your dead cap hit because of what you paid him last year, $6 million or something like that. You have money on if you do not retain him, you owe money on the cap, right?
Yeah, I believe they kicked back, they dummy-yeared some of the bonus.
Right, so
yeah.
It's like a $6 million. To me, is he that guy? Like, healthy and second half of the year, yeah, it worked. Again, I mean, to me, I could go either way. I'm not sold on it. I guess, what's the rest of the team? Is there another plan? Right? Is there another plan? Are you planning on drafting a wide receiver later? Is there somebody that you like that's cheaper that can fill that role? So, I'm still up in the air. Can I say Canada? I'm going to be Canada right now. I'm going to be Canadian.
No, right here, right now, D-Mac.
Like Switzerland.
He's got 2 deals on the table. The Atlanta Falcons are offering him a little more, but he's digging what's going on here.
Is he part of the? But isn't that money? Don't you need that money to spend it on defense? Now maybe there's something. Again, it goes down to, at the end of the day, what does Brad Holmes want to do? What's Brad Holmes' plan? Because the money's a little bit high. Don't you agree?
I mean, it's less than what it was last year.
Him, or I get it. So
in a market where pass catchers are operating at a premium. Did you see enough the second half of the year?
Yeah, but there's other things around, right? So if I re-sign him, am I taking playing time and development away from Jameson Williams? Right? Like, who is it for? Is Chark gonna? He's supposed to be your speed and your deep threat. So I'm looking to develop a guy. Is it gonna take away from that? So I don't know what the game plan is, but right now, right here, Neil, I'm letting him exercise his option.
Your highest paid receiver right now this year is Khalif Raymond.
Yeah, but that don't mean crap, because I got one of the best receivers there that is up, because I've done Brad Holmes things. So even though you're Khalif Raymond, so again, I say no. If you're gonna make me choose, I'd say no. He's not worth the money. We can get that other place. Is Josh Reynolds under contract?
I'm looking at that right now. I believe, let me see here.
Because he would be a lot cheaper in possession. We know the way that he works sort of with Goff. So, I mean, Neil, it's one of these things that either way.
Yes,
right?
he is.
What's that?
3.9.
You know what I'm saying? So, Reynolds, Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Jameson Williams, you got Khalif also there as your 4. You draft another guy. Is that good enough for you? If not, then, do you take Chark? Because you know what he's got. Obviously, healthy during the second half of the year, there was something more there, but...
He was different, no doubt. Sam Flannel, where are you at with it? That's what's on the table. Because I see on the WoodwardSports.com chat where, like, Connor Bennett says, no, unless it's 3 years at $8.5 million. No, that's not going to get it done. The Falcons are on the phone with them. This is what you got to do. Are you doing it or no? Like David Gerald says, I'd sign Chark to a 2-year, $10 million per. David, don't talk about the free agency stuff anymore, okay? That's an insult to DJ Chark. What do you got, Sam Flannel?
I would not sign DJ Chark. And a lot of it has to do with the fact
Tom Kennedy, because we got Tom Kennedy. Yes. I know, Sam.
No, that is not at all why. But that's all right. The thing about DJ Chark is last year he did his injury issues, which they plagued him for 1 year in Jacksonville. They kind of reared their ugly head. He missed 6 games. Obviously, when he was on the field, he was a difference maker. He had over 90 yards receiving in 3 games. Jared Goff hit a couple of deep shots to him. But I think this has to be the year where Jameson Williams shows out and breaks out and becomes a large part of this offense. I need all of DJ Chark's targets to go to a guy like Jamison Williams. Jamison Williams last season, while it was injury plagued, he did play in 6 games and caught a grand total of 1 pass. And he sat around and watched his draft mates, Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave, both have 1,000-yard seasons. Drake London had over 800 yards. Christian Watson and Jahan Dotson were both good in spots, although Jahan Dotson had some injuries and Christian Watson, it took a while for him to develop. So I think this is the year where Jamison Williams needs to break out. I don't think DJ Chark should be a priority. I think Jamison Williams' development should be what gets the priority, and he should be the one that gets all of those targets, because I think that he was the best wide receiver coming into this draft, and the Lions traded up to get him. So because of that and because of what DJ Chark is going to cost, I would say no.
And I'm seeing a lot of this too, the Allen Lazard fan group that's out there right now. Lazard's contract, they got him pegged about $12.5 million a year market value.
Absolutely not.
So you're talking 3 at 37. You see what I'm saying here?
Hell no.
It's easy for everyone to sit up here and say, sign this guy, don't sit that guy. I'm putting the screws to all of you right now. This is real world stuff. You want the big boys to talk, you want the adult talk, that's what we're doing right now. We're not just going to give you a mock draft every day and tell you what we think and trade this and move that. No, I'm talking real world stuff right now. Does that move your needle anymore, D-Mac? When I tell you the Allen Lazards of the world are going to cost you $12.5 per. Does that move you at all with DJ Chark?
It moves me towards to what Sam Flannel was saying, is what is the conversation coming out of with the Detroit Lions, Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson? How are they going to use, right? If he re-signs because he's in the game plan and they do something, so it's more cap friendly. If you just told me that he's got offers on the table, but he likes what's going on here, is he going to work with the team for whatever else? So my big thing is all I'm thinking is, as long as it doesn't take away from the development, like Sam said, Jameson Williams, then I'd think about it. Yes, at that number with what everybody else is getting, I wouldn't pay Lazard that, and I wouldn't pay Allen Robinson, and I like Chark out of all those guys the most.
What about Juju Smith-Schuster at $14.5 million?
No.
So all these arguments are making
Chark's
look
looking
better.
a lot better, man, by the second,
but
isn't he?
So these are Brad Holmes questions, right?
Right.
These are the things that you're asking me that Brad Holmes knows. So in Holmes we trust. That's all I'll say.
15, right?
No, Spot Track's got him pegged about the upper 9s.
Upper 9s?
They're saying 3 at 29 will get it done. The injuries, the production, the lack of the production, man. You got to play full season to put these numbers up. And there was an Allen Lazard contingent out there that jumped. No, I'll take Lazard. Lazard's 12.5.
I just feel like there's no way Lazard gets 12.5 and Chark gets 9.
It's what Spot Track does, man.
Yeah.
It's what they do. They're closer to right than they are wrong. Jacoby Myers, 12.5 a year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right. If you're going to pay 12.5, I'd rather pay him.
I'd rather pay Myers than Lazard.
Than
Yeah,
Chark,
no doubt.
the durability and
No
stuff
doubt.
like that. That to me, out of anybody, that 12.5, there's your value.
Yeah, so it's one of those things. People are talking to what would DeAndre Hopkins cost us? Now you're talking about draft
Second
capital.
round pick.
Yeah, now
is
you're
what
talking
they're
about-
asking for.
That's what they're asking for.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me too. When's Amon-Ra? Peaceful Tim. When is Amon-Ra St. Brown due? Amon-Ra has 2 years left at $2 million total.
That's crazy.
Remember how we just said that Juju Smith-Schuster's market is like $14.5 million?
Yeah.
Amon-Ra sitting over here making $1 million a year.
But just get ready because his market's going to be 20 plus when he gets 2 years.
If he rolls out and catches another 100 I mean, how can it not?
I don't see him slowing down. I see that that sort of consistent. The only thing is the availability, obviously, right? But with the work ethic and I mean, he's durable, he's tough, so I'm glad we got him. And here's the sad thing, Neil, is you'll find out 2 more years before you really have to make that decision, right? So hopefully he catches really if you want the reality of it is that 100 balls this year and 100 balls next year should get you closer to winning the division and closer to that NFC Championship and stuff like that. But then what are you going to do after that?
Jipniz says, this is the real world, bozo. MMS 1346, signed Chark to a 3-year deal with an out after 2 with limited dead cap. That's the year St. Brown will need to get paid. Well, MMS, that's not the market. The market's a 3-year deal, just south of $30 million. I was very much on the hard pass with DJ Chark. I don't know, Spenmo. This was good that you dropped this on here, man.
Yeah, if you're telling me it's only 9.5, I'm saying for sure do it.
You're in.
Yes, 1,000%.
All right.
If healthy, he's the best receiver on the market.
That's bold.
It's true.
Yeah, I'd say Juju and Jacoby are maybe but they're obviously going to ask for more money. If DJ Chark, his value, if they were to get him for 9.5, I get what you're saying.
No love for Sammy Watkins out there in the free agent market, huh?
God. I loved him so much coming out of college. I thought he was going to be great.
I do love spinning through all these names here. Marvin Jones, anybody?
40 years old. I like Marvin Jones, but he's getting up
Julio
there.
Jones, anybody?
He's a corpse.
Oh, that's fun.
Isn't Jarvis Landry out there too?
Jarvis
Landry's out there. N'Keal Harry, remember him?
Oh my God.
Actually, Sam Flannel has a new wide receiver 1 that he wants to bring to Detroit.
What about Jim? You see him right there? The pasty gangsta.
Pasty.